Today in Central Africa, it's chaos. Minibuses are on strike, leaving only bush cabs. So, of course, they are in high demand.
Le véhicule de Bangui ne vient pas aujourd'hui. D'habituellement, il y a des véhicules d'ici qui viennent par Bangui pour prendre les gens, mais maintenant, ça arrive, les gens ne viennent pas. Raison pour ça, c'est moi seul qui viens ici, c'est pour cela qu'il y a beaucoup de clients.
Nearly 30 travellers are crammed into just 3 square metres. This car has been transporting passengers for 40 years. This old 504 Peugeot is patched up on all sides. Dangerous, but regardless, she is indispensable.
Ce véhicule-là, on appelle ça bag. Ça veut dire quoi? Donc il marche bien. Okay. Il a fait beaucoup de vitesse. On va arriver vite.
Vite et vivant.
Et vivant. Voilà.
Alors, c'est une semaine qui était jouée sur que ça va bien. Il y a un anomalie maintenant aujourd'hui. Un petit truc qui vient de m'embêter.
Public transport is a nightmare for Central Africans. Since 2013, the various civil wars have destabilised a country with an already precarious political situation. Of the 8,000 cabs and 5,000 buses that used to provide transportation in the country, there is almost nothing left. Many vehicles have been stolen or destroyed. So to get around, cattle trucks have taken over. The country's wealth flows into the pockets of armed factions. Without any maintenance, roads disappear, isolating entire cities.
Les médecins ne veulent pas venir travailler ici. Les sages-femmes ne veulent pas venir travailler ici.
The only solution is to transport the sick by motorcycle to the nearby hospital. They have become the ambulances of the Central African Republic. Travelling in the Central African Republic is a struggle on the road as well as on the water. The Ubangui River sees many of these floating coffins, or rather, of these sieves. Shipwrecks are not rare while travelling on these boats. Every day, 6 million Central Africans fight this battle, refusing to give up.
C'est ça que je suis en train de manger. Comme tu vois, même le président de la République mange ça aujourd'hui.
Nola is one of the most isolated cities in the Central African Republic, and getting there or leaving is always a problem. Today, 2 cattle trucks are the only transport available. Dozens of travellers struggle to get a ticket.
Ouais, c'est comme dans l'avion, quand tu allais monter dans l'avion, on paye son bagage et tu payes d'autres, c'est ça ou c'est pas ça?
But on a plane, you buy your seat, whereas here, everyone shares the space.
Les aliments et les sacs, même de viande de brousse et aussi même les chèvres, tout on met dedans. Même aussi le porc, voilà même le porc qu'on met dans les cages là.
There's even a surprising animal.
c'est le pangolin. Je l'ai acheté juste pour s'amuser avec.
It may be cute, but the man quickly forgets that the pangolin is suspected to be the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic. But for now, this shocking animal is nothing compared to the chaos that will ensue. Guillaume, the captain, is overwhelmed by the number of passengers. A good idea that nobody listens to. Everybody wants a place. The truck is taken by storm. There is at least one advantage. Boarding is over in just 5 minutes. Inside the truck, everyone defends their place. Their departure is authorised. Well, one mustn't speak too quickly. Guillaume, the captain, is not easily fooled. Some tricksters took advantage of the rush.
Vous contrôlez quoi là?
Les billets de chaque passager. Oui, il n'a pas son billet. Vous venez de voir, non? Il vient de payer. Maintenant, on va lui faire délivrer son billet.
Qui tu sois?
Non, le même.
It's time to take to the road. Carl heads for the capital, Bangui. 420 kilometers of destroyed tracks. The driver is one of the few to manage them in just 2 days. A feat that he owes to his driving skills and partly to his divine protection. And deaths are not rare. Dozens of passengers are piled up in the back of the trucks, vulnerable to the slightest movement. Everyone prefers to laugh about the danger, as no one has much of a choice.
Je suis vraiment mal à l'aise. On a problème. C'est difficile parce qu'il n'y a pas les moyens roulants. Il n'y a pas les moyens logistiques pour le gouvernement. Le gouvernement n'a pas mis quelque chose en disposition de cette population pour le transport.
Puis voyager là pour la légaison, choni légaison puis voyager là pour la donc on n'a pas pique so ai qui passe ya on tu sois en parlant ça de ça la songa ti yonga ki ona ni ça amengeni ko se kwanga ki songa la ti voyager nga yanse so tu apara pe ta mara tu ngo kinjana kodro nga pendwa ona da ki jaba ta matanga ji sewa.
These travellers have not seen the end of their troubles.
Ils vont monter?
Ils vont monter.
Donc vous allez être encore plus nombreux?
Oui, oui.
Once again, Captain Guillaume is completely overwhelmed by the crowd.
Combien de personnes?
Vous pouvez imaginer 70 personnes.
Combien?
70 personnes.
Avec les enfants?
Estimons 100 personnes.
The doors of hell close on the passengers. The travellers perched on top of the truck, even if they may breathe better, are not better off. They must beware of branches sticking out. They sing to forget the pain of an uncomfortable trip and the obstacles which lie ahead. These tortuous tracks, Carl has dreamt of them since childhood.
Après na pekoni menu kuta zula ga sukuna la teno ba alu gimechi na tinga zola isara zo amenga kwa gimechi na tingiani asara siala ba Zambia continue ga sangendo asina Noël ala evona bi jouer timbi gi uto evona taita timbi ga ballon a ngumbe timbi gi uto asara simbi mana habitude ni.
The journey has only just begun and it has many surprises in store for them all. Bangui, the capital of the Central African Republic, is built along the Ubangui River, a strategic point that allows trade with the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is just across the river. This river highway is traversed by whaleboats and ancient rafts that carry passengers and goods, regardless of the difficulties of navigation. The captains have given them all small names, supposed to inspire confidence in travellers.
Ça consomme beaucoup de carburant. Combien? Pour le procès, on va consommer 3 fois.
An equivalent of 600 litres. Before each departure, Captain Dieudonné checks his engines. And it gets better. His whaleboat is called Promised Land 3, as the first 2 sank.
À peu près en l'an 2000, les 2 moteurs étaient éteints. Ça a dérivé, ça a fait déraper pour atteindre un rocher. Ça fait tout, et l'eau pénétrée et puis la bannière s'est écoulée. Presque même 50 personnes de morts.
Unlike the truck drivers, Captain Dieudonné doesn't set sail with a full boat. For a week now, travellers have been camping out, waiting to depart.
Oui, il y a beaucoup de gens qui sont en tente. Ils sont encore dehors. Plusieurs personnes qui sont en retard.
Relief for everyone. A few hours later, the boat is finally full. Heading in the direction of Poissel, located 200 kilometres from the capital. A completely isolated city without any roads. Boat is the only way to reach it. Well, almost. Whaleboats and keeping dry do not necessarily go together. It floats thanks to the courage of its sailors.
Matelo. Jusqu'à Sinani. Ah, ici jusqu'à Sinani.
Manoeuvring a whaleboat is a delicate operation. It's 40 metres between the bow and the stern, meaning that the sailors, who are located at the back and at the level of the water, can hardly see the front of the boat. However, Captain Dieudonné does not steer blind thanks to Léon, the lookout.
Passe à la droite, mon petit. Voilà. C'est moi qui guide le capitaine. Sans moi, le capitaine ne peut pas travailler. Parce qu'il ne voit rien. Il ne voit rien. C'est moi qui vois tous les dangers et puis je lui montre par rapport aux gestes que je fais ici.
The whaleboat opens up villages to each other inaccessible by road. The travellers are therefore mostly traders who supply these remote areas. They make this trip several times a year and it's rarely a smooth crossing. Fabienne earns her living by cooking meals for the passengers. She also had a close call with death last year.
Akorwa linda la wazo sainga ngangu wala soviame sainga ngangu apengu apala asasi yakwata akagingia ngiala zola sovembe azambe alisida bunga gimingi azambe achingwa azambe ndotene.
Today Fabienne will have another scare. At the end of the day, the weather deteriorates into a storm. It rains as much outside as inside. Captain Dieudonné finds it hard to remain calm. Both darkness and storms are the worst enemies of these sailors. The violent winds make manoeuvres complicated and the whaleboats have no lighthouse. Fortunately, Léon also works night shifts.
Quand c'est vers la droite, je torche vers la droite. Quand c'est vers la gauche, je torche vers la gauche. Quand je veux qu'il s'aligne normalement, je fais cette signe-là. Dans tous les systèmes, par rapport que mes bras ont en train de faire les yeux.
His light is strong enough to be seen by the captain, but not nearly strong enough to see obstacles from a distance. Léon does not see another boat appear. They crash, and the whaleboat flips another boat. Relief. The passengers are safe and sound. As for the boat, its captain cannot afford to abandon it. His men pull it towards shore to try and flip it back over.
Bon, on s'en trouve solution pour arracher d'abord les moteurs et puis chasser les lots sur les bateaux. Et puis si c'est fini, on va continuer.
Je suis bien formé, un bon marin. Un bon marin.
And also brave men. While the passengers sleep on deck, the sailors will take turns all night to empty the water from the boat. Headlights, something they wish they could afford. Like the captain of the whaleboat, Carl, the bush cab driver, takes a risk driving at night. He has no choice. He's now late and the danger is palpable.
Comme ça, je dois mesurer des protections et protéger la zone là. Descendre comme traverser une zone à la montée. Nous sommes ici à une zone à peine minute, la zone quoi descend et traverser par rapport à l'endroit. Tiens, éviter de balancer moto tourner dans la casse.
When the truck leans to one side, the weight of the passengers balances it out. This passage is one of the most difficult.
La pente est tellement oblique. Vous faites descendre les passagers.
Around 15 people must walk. In the Central African Republic, drivers have a very simple rule. The biggest vehicle has priority. The men encourage their driver, but they have forgotten that the biggest is not necessarily the strongest. The cars are not carrying any flags, but these men belong to the Presidential Guard. They're not used to backing down. They want to pass. A soldier just fired a Kalashnikov into the air. The truck passes, but everyone is in shock. A break is necessary.
Il y a eu crépitement d'armes. Ils ont tiré. Bon, ils ont tiré parce que l'autre apprenti a dit qu'il devait emprunter ce côté parce qu'on a le chargement. Ils ont mal compris, ils ont réagi comme ça.
Tired and exhausted, some travellers ask Guillaume, the captain, to spend the night here. Others, on the contrary, want to continue. Stressed by the shots, Carl stops his truck in the middle of the mud. The last kilometres are tiring for everyone. Their arrival at the village is a relief.
Agis dans la tigui, toi.
Some people have been standing since the beginning. 18 hours of torture.
Il faut les garer demain 5h et balayer et avancer.
The scene is surreal. Without complaining, everyone finds a spot to spend the night under the stars in the middle of the village. As the doors open in the morning, there is no graciousness, even for children. It's first come, first served. They begin their second day of travel, and it will prove to be even worse than the day before. On the Ubangi River, the whaleboat passengers wake up a bit calmer. Everyone already has their seats, as they slept on board. This little blue and red boat is the one that the whaleboat sank last night. Well, after a night of getting water out of the boat, it's ready to leave. Just like this rescue, the whole country would like to get back afloat quickly. The Civil War has been over for 7 years, yet the population is still suffering. Finding a means to survive is the first thought on their minds, whatever the price. People here used to say that they eat through the sweat of their bodies, meaning they work hard. They don't fish nor search for precious stones, but instead they collect sand. When the Ubangi is flooding, they must dive down 10 meters to reach the bottom.
La tête là, ça fait mal, même les oreilles aussi, même les nœuds là, ça ne fait pas bon. Et parce que le lot là, c'est très profond.
Over 70 dives a day. The pressure gradually damages their organs. Fatigue and powerful currents claim several victims among the sand divers every year. Symphorien has no other choice than to dance with death every day.
Je suis devenu pêcheur de sable par un ami. Parce que auparavant, moi, je suis un agent de sécurité. Pendant le conflit là, le conflit militaro-politique là, et tout est foutu. Je suis à la maison comme j'ai ma famille. Il y a la difficulté, hein, et comme ça, il y a un ami qui me fait venir devenir pêcheur de sable passé. Et puis, il a laissé le travail. Et comme il m'apprend bien à travailler là, et je sais mieux travailler, et puis je gagne ma vie aussi, bon, raison pour laquelle je continue de travailler.
And for once, the pay reflects the risk. Depending on the quality of the sand, Symphorien and his partner share between $6 and $15 per boat of sand, while the population lives on an average of $1.50 per day.
La pirogue complète, ça fait 60 paniers pour sortir. Ça peut prendre 30 minutes ou 20 minutes comme ça.
Over 30 kilos of sand on his head.
Là, ça m'a blessé déjà. Et même le panier aussi, ça blesse, ça te blesse souvent à la tête ou bien dans les bras comme ça. Ouais.
Thanks to the sand fishermen, the buildings destroyed during the last armed conflict can be rebuilt. The men do more and more dives to preserve their eardrums as well as possible. They use an ancestral remedy.
Quand tu as mal aux oreilles, quand tu plonges, tu as mal aux oreilles là. Mais souvent le son sort aussi dans les oreilles. Donc quand tu chauffes ça.
In a war, not all soldiers fall on the battlefield. Far from the bullets, these men put their lives at risk, trying to rebuild their country. The truck zigzags between the holes, but it doesn't help much. The passengers are still shaking from side to side. It's been 2 days of suffering, and yet no one complains. As they say, it's not the driver's fault. Carl does what he can, but the recent downpours have caused such deep holes that he must ask his passengers to disembark once more.
Auparavant, c'est bien, mais présentement, c'est encore grave, c'est mauvais.
To avoid tipping over the truck, the men try to fill in the hole.
Par la grâce de Dieu, avec des bœufs comme ça pour protéger les clients, il fallait descendre tous les passagers. Là, c'est la mesure de protection.
Bébé, que ce sont quoi? Les garçons, depuis. Aí, voyagem na guerra. Ligação. Ah, o seu. Foi, papai, se na liga, não me quer. É a buba. Que tem de ser, motel, isso. Jamais. Isso é agba. Isso é agba por bem de euro. A da pela se seguir na.
The mechanics are growing impatient.
Non, ouais, les gens plaignent parce qu'ils sont marchés 2 km. Tu vois même par exemple le vieux là. Bon, ils se plaignent.
The women instead laugh about it. Now they'll have to hold on tight. The destination is still far away, and the suffering of the population endures. The Central African Republic is struggling to rebuild itself, especially since warlords continue to fight each other. Several armed groups share the country's wealth, while the Central Africans lack almost everything. The land is full of oil, gold, wood, cattle, wildlife, and especially diamonds, the stone of death, a precious resource that does not enrich the country, but instead the pockets of armed factions. Without the money to maintain the tracks, some cities are now inaccessible by car and even by truck. Goods are therefore delivered by motorcycle, the only vehicles that are able to get around. The town of Ngoto has been cut off from the rest of the country for 7 years. But that's not all. The civil war that witnessed Christian, animist and Muslim militias clash has reshuffled the political hierarchy. The priest is now the last point of authority in town.
Avant la guerre, il y avait beaucoup de musulmans ici. Et les musulmans, vous savez, ils sont très doués en matière du commerce. Et donc, ils amenaient beaucoup d'articles. Donc, la ville était beaucoup plus vivante et beaucoup plus mouvementée. Il y avait beaucoup de boutiques. Et à cause de la guerre, bon, les musulmans, ils sont partis. Et donc, du coup, la pauvreté s'est installée.
Market stalls remain desperately empty. The absence of roads has increased the price of goods. Nobody can afford to buy. There is money in the area, enough to pay for clearing the road, but the isolation plays into the hands of the militias that control the region. For the 10,000 inhabitants of Ngoto, survival is a daily struggle. The forest is almost the only way to find food. The cuisine changes according to the seasons. During the rainy season, from July to September, the inhabitants hunt the makongos. The makongos are caterpillars that will not have time to turn into butterflies. Only the caterpillars do not fall from the trees by chance. For that, they must have eaten well. They must be very heavy. And today, they seem to have started a hunger strike. There's almost nothing to pick up. Abraham, the big brother, knows a technique to make them fall.
The
jungle holds all the resources that they could possibly need. Trees with long and light branches and vines as strong as rope. In a few minutes, they made a beautiful 10-meter pole. Everyone is relieved. Tonight, their bellies will not be empty.
Isa ulengwang baca singa uju awun jane so agwane ngo ko sa singa isa ulengwang ta inde ite an unja wi kifu sa te chu ulengwang ni tonite ai te gila so unji keke go gyan kwambe
Eating, just like taking care of one's health, is complicated in this city cut off from the world. Access to healthcare is extremely limited. So it's better to avoid getting sick. Benjamin is a nurse and also the director of the health centre. Faced with a lack of resources, he is completely desperate.
Ici, c'est la salle d'attente. Les infirmiers diplômés d'État ne veulent pas venir ici. Les médecins ne veulent pas venir travailler ici. Les sages-femmes ne veulent pas venir travailler ici. Et le moyen de transport, moyen de vivre, c'est pas facile.
The queue quickly grows longer in front of the small infirmary. Several patients begin to worry Benjamin.
Son problème, c'est quoi? Il a des pieds des éléphants. Il est anémique, c'est-à-dire il n'a pas de sang. Présentement, on ne peut pas prendre la prise en charge ici.
This man's child is sick too.
L'enfant est très anémique. Ça vient danger. Ils sont dans la brousse. Alors l'enfant est tombé malnutri. Donc moi, je préfère lui évacuer à Boda pour la prise en charge.
Reaching the hospital in the town of Boda is easier said than done. And there is a third patient, an injured man with a serious head wound.
Donc là, on n'a pas de moyens pour le faire soigner ici.
Only this is all that's left of the last car in town. In any case, they couldn't pass by the road.
Go.
So Benjamin is solving the problem.
Merci. OK. Présentement, nous voulons évacuer ce patient-là. Il est dans une urgence vitale. Okay. Donc, allez prendre la moto pour lui transférer à Boda. N'est-ce pas? Allez, vas-y maintenant.
Motorcyclists, the only ones who can travel between the cities. Not a week goes by without a patient being taken to the hospital in Boda. For the most fragile patients, this trip is often their last one. 3 motorcycles, 3 patients and 3 companions will try to arrive in one piece at the end of the 60-kilometre track. But it's not going well. Whatever the means of transport, suffering and danger haunt Central African travellers. On the Ubangi River, the whaleboat is still floating, but barely. It's taking on water, and without the courage of its sailors who empty the water all day, it would already be at the bottom of the river. Captain Dieudonné and his passengers are on high alert during the rainy season. The current is getting stronger. But the 40-metre boat is not the most agile. Everything depends on the accuracy of instructions given by the lookout to the captain.
On va passer par la petite route, parce que là, c'est la petite route le plus rapide. Donc on va tout esquiver les rapides les plus dangereux pour atteindre les petites pistes. Là, il y a des rochers? Il y a toujours des rochers. Des rochers.
Salota. Ok, ok.
C'est bon, ça y est, ça y est. Ouais, oui, c'est bon. On est déjà à la joie, parce qu'on ne peut pas inquiéter encore les choses. Vous avez fait le plus dur là? Ah oui, non, oui, ça c'est bon.
After 2 days of navigation, they finally arrive in the city of Posel. Just in time, as some goods have a limited lifespan.
L'important sur la gare, c'est pour conserver les poissons, pour ne pas pourrir. Les poissons fraîches. Ils achètent ça pour conserver les poissons, pour que les poissons ne puissent pas pourrir. On met les glaces dans un coq comme ça, pour que les glaces ne puissent pas décongeler.
In Posel, there's no electricity. Only the rich own generators. The whaleboat resumes its journey with its synchronized ballet of sailors who continue to throw water out of the boat. The journey back is no easier, yet it's a bit more pleasant than attempting to maneuver these tricky roads on a motorcycle. Especially for the patient squeezed between the driver and companion. The man with swollen feet is at the end of his strength. The 3 two-wheeled ambulances are racing as fast as they can toward the hospital. Despite the end of the civil war, chaos still reigns in the Central African Republic. But at least the people are finding strength in solidarity. In order not to spend too much, the precious fuel is bought in small quantities. As a result, 10 kilometers from the hospital, the convoy stops short. After 3 hours of bumpy roads, the 3 patients are finally taken care of by doctors. Today, thanks to the bikers, they are all out of trouble. For others, it's far from being the case. On the road to the capital, the city of Border is a pit stop. The truck took 2 days to reach it after 220 kilometers of difficult roads, and it's still not over. For the passengers who go to Bangui, the road must continue. They will only arrive in the capital next evening. In spite of all the difficulties, Carl is never discouraged. Armed groups still impede the development of the country, but as the driver likes to repeat, whatever the length of the night, the sun will eventually appear.